Okay, lords and ladies, we are reaching the final chapters. Here we are in chapter 10, Advanced Weapons and Weaponry. So not sure if you're familiar with the Grim Hollow world, but you get expanded weapons apart from slashing, bludgeoning, piercing damage. You get a whole new slew of awesome weapon types that can do cool things. So in the campaign guide, you get a start to what those are. And here we get even more. So advanced weapon training, you'll have to learn how to use them. You have armor piercing weapons, which will do some awesome stuff. I think reduce the AC. You have the black powder specialty, so you're able to bring in the muskets and the blunderbuss into your campaign and have maybe one or two characters or bad guys who are shooting these weapons. Very cool. You have the brutal attack weapons, which are those really heavy cudgel, maul, heavy things that just do that extra damage if you're able to pull off a hit, combined with cumbersome, because there's, those things are heavy. Maybe a half giant could wield one. That would be cool. Here's the damage. What's it defined? All right, we don't have to go in much more here. Guard. Here's one. Guard. So weapons that will help you defend better. Hafted. Magazine. Weapons. Because you can get these kind of crossbows. These Van Helsing style crossbows that are more auto fire. Like. So that's pretty cool. You get momentous weapons. So where you're charging on a horse and using momentum, it will give you extra damage here. Monk weapons, precise weapons, reach, repeater. That's what I was talking about with the Van Helsing crossbows. There. What's this one? Restraining weapons and like nets and things. So we just have a whole scatter, shotgun style, blunderbuss. Boom. Take down a few zombies with that. Set, strong draw. What's that about? Strong draw, an advanced ranged weapon with the short draw quality require great strength to use. So that's just your big heavy bow or crossbow with the strong draw. Swift and tripping. So a whole new slew of tricks and knickknacks you can bring into combat to take it to that next level. It's going to be maybe for people who've played Dungeons and Dragons for a couple of years now and going to want to add that extra layer to your game. So very cool stuff to check out. Let's check out what we have here. Here we have all the weapons and ammunition you can get. We have armor piercing, blessed, brutal, incendiary, and silvered. You'll want to have those silvered weapons to fight the vampires and lycanthropes, if you will. And here you're just getting a good idea of alchemical ammunition. Look at that. That would work well with the artificer or the other class where you're just a potion maker and throwing these potions and explosions. What else do we have? Specialized ammunition, advanced melee weapons. Super cool, right? They got stuff in here that you won't even be able to pronounce. I'm not even going to try. But look at this. Knightly lance, knightly sword, Charnault, all the knights down there. It's bringing just that extra flavor, the extra layer to your game. And then you have the advanced ranged weapons there. And that concludes the weapons section. So you get a good amount here. And you get some as well in the campaign guide. So that sorts you out on weapons. And then chapter 11 brings you into the magical items. And they've done this cool thing where transformations can come with some special transformation magic items that combine with them. So the aberrant horror, for example, could get the fin of symbiote. Fin of the symbiote, right? What? Stalk symbiote. And what's this? All this stuff's a little bit hard to read upside down, but there's the straight jacket. So those are things that if you got an aberrant horror or an aberration in your party, DMs, you could come and look here and be like, what if they got that? What if that thing was hidden in the chest, or some story item to adventure towards. Fey items are here. The Queen's Token, the iridescent armor. And there's not too many. It's not overwhelming. There's so many magic items to choose from in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Plus, I'll have another book called the Magic Vault, so I'll do a YouTube for you guys on that. But lots to choose from, and these are just cool though. If you have a transformation in the party, the Fiend could find the Ring of Hidden Desire, perhaps in Avernus, I'm not sure. The Profane Charm, the Cinder Coat, and the Ardor. So you get a bit of a taste there. Lich items, the Funeral Mask, the Staff of the Sorcerer King. These things would end worlds, maybe even end campaigns if your party gets anything too powerful too quickly. I had a character, even just the Dwarven Thrower. I'm not sure if you're aware of that item, but it gives a +3 to hit, +3 to damage. So that, you know, as a DM, you accidentally give something out a little too early, you're going to quickly see the monsters and villains are going down like that, because some of this stuff is so powerful, but so cool at the same time. You just want to reveal it in the right moment, right? The Lycanthrope items, we have, look at that, a second skin. We have the Crimson Mist. We have the Rod of the Packmaster. So some of this stuff, yeah, it's like an armor, but it absorbs into the body or becomes part of the transformation, like add-ons to the transformation. Those look cool. Primordial items. Well, wait, we have the Iron Fangs here. That's crazy. The primordial items, the Bow of the Four, all the elements there. And then we even get some pictures here of the items. The fin of the symbiote that we talked about there from the aberration. And Crimson Mist. Great artwork. Great stuff you could show the players if they find these items. Primordial items continue here with the Lodestone Armor. The Ring of Radiation. Oh man, that sounds dangerous. The Rod of Elemental Stasis. Wow. Wow. And then Seraph. Let's see what the Seraph gets. I'm excited about all of these. Now it's going to be hard to choose. Because, like I said, you can't have everything in the campaign. You can one thing. You get to choose one. It's crazy. Heaven's Herald. Zeal. That sounds like a really cool weapon. It's a weapon Warhammer artifact. Requires attunement by a seraph. I got a great figure that would go with that from my talisman set. A seraph with the Warhammer. Hammer of Heaven. Look at these cool things. Zealous Pursuit. It's a whole slew of extra add-ons. That's the other thing you're going to want to be aware of, is when you get to these higher tiers after level 10, a lot of kind of mathy homework you're going to have to do before playing. Otherwise, you're going to get lost. You're going to be stuck coming back. Well, what can I do? Prepare before you show up to the session with these things. The Ring of Truth. Humble Frock. And then the Spectre items. They didn't forget anybody. It's not like, oh, this transformation doesn't get any items. All of them get something. The Banshee Box. The Wand of the Poltergeist. Wow, fun stuff. Mortal Coil. Just the names for these things are super cool. And as I told you, they have a little symbol graphic design for each thing, the subclasses as well as the transformation. So the symbol for the Spectre is that one. The symbol for the Vampire is this one. Let's check out this. The symbol of the Werewolf is that one. The symbol of the Seraph is that one. So take note. They're kind of cool. Sunshades, Blood Capsule, Light Drinker. That's important for a vampire because the sun's going to be a problem. So you get this weapon called the Light Drinker. That's going to be wicked. or just give them to your villains. You don't have to give it all to your players. Give the villains these cool things, and we're gonna blow people's minds here. What's this one to read upside down? Angel skin armor. Oh, how nasty. That's gnarly, guys. This vampire is wearing angel skin armor. I wouldn't work with that guy. My character, I tend to like to play more on the good side of things. Hard to play with the guy in the party who's got the angel skin armor. So give it to a villain. And what's this one? Generic items. So we have a few extra items that aren't related to the transformations, and then a bunch of cool trinkets. Trinkets are great for role playing. Some wind chimes, the bone of a witch. Just a bunch of weird little stuff you can roll randomly on this chart. And we continue on to chapter 12 with the inspiration and corruption. This adds an extra layer to the game, which we're not using because we're already trying to balance out the transformations, the subclasses, the everything. There's so much to balance, but you can add this element to the game that if your party is acting in a more evil and wicked way, if you have the angel skin armor, the beast, this evil entity, this unknown entity, is getting stronger then, and more darkness, more vile creatures are now erupting from the earth and the trees and the mountains, and it's going to get harder for your party. Whereas if your party does the more good acts, is helping people, philanthropic, that sort of thing, then the darkness is diminishing, and you are then getting some resolve pool, this pool that you can go to get a die to roll when you're trying to make an important decision or an important role or something, life or death. So this is a way to influence the power balance in the game, depending on the role playing. And you get this beautiful image, which comes as a poster when you ordered this on Kickstarter, of the Seraph here and some different classes, Ranger, Fiend. This looks like an Inquisitor, and this looks like some sort of a Paladin here. So that's kind of a cool way to round off the book here. And just some optional rules. A nice cool little picture here at the end. And the final chapter is Session 0. A lot of books these days are going over this. If you've never experienced Dungeons and Dragons or played, this is talking about just talking with people you'll be playing with a little bit, if you don't already know them, about the levels of, what should we say, the levels of scariness and grotesqueness and all of these kinds of things, that if you want to have it into your campaign, or some people may say, nah, I want to play something else, then maybe it's better to just play something else. If you don't want anything gross or scary, let's go play My Little Pony Adventures. I think if you got these books, what you're looking for is a little bit of gothic horror and terror in the night. And so that kind of concludes it here with the index at the end and this cool little piece of art. Thank you. So we'll end it there. That ends our description and walkthrough and review of the Grim Hollow Player's Guide. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Make some nice rolls out there, get some games in, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.